Hello again, YouTube. Today, this is going to be a second video about the 86 Optimus, and this is going to basically just be his transformation. If you want to see his articulation, his accessories, and all that, check the last video. It's my previous upload on my channel. But I'm just going to get right into it. So, his transformation. You start by making his hands into full fists. Make sure his fingers are curled underneath his thumb. So, just like that. The way I like to do it is you then collapse his arms backward. Wait, actually, no, that's not right. So you open up these panels on his forearms, you fold his fist inside, and then you close it up. That's right. So you do this, you collapse his hands inside of his forearms, rotate the bicep backwards. You rotate the elbow backwards so it folds up more properly with itself. And those can just be left as is for the time being. Then you go to his backpack, you lift up this panel on his back, you undo the wheel and door section, you drop his butthole, basically, and then you just undo the backpack and let it go down. I like to fold the grill out first. I'm going to need to be very, very careful with this, so if I take a second with it, I'm sorry, the grill specifically is the part that I need to be very careful with. Then you rotate his head inside, push the antenna forward on his face a little bit, and then you kind of just collapse it a little bit, and you drop this panel out. It folds out from inside the neck. Then you should take these panels on the sides of his stomach, lift them up on both sides, and that's clear for now. Then you rotate his upper half. It's separate. It rotates separately from his belly. Then you pull these panels from the sides of what was his torso back. They're very, very tight. And then I need tweezers to do this. You lift up this grill section. His joints are a little too tight in some places. There we go, I got it. Okay, then you lift this panel up, and that should cover the face. At least a little bit. Then you rotate these sections inwards a little bit. You want to bend the gray part, like this part, outwards because it kind of rotates on the hinge or strut it's on. And then you just collapse until they look like that. Drop this panel back down a little bit. There we go. Now, going back to his backside. Oh, God. You take this panel for his grill, and then you, at least for me, you very, very gently and carefully fold it outwards, and then lift it up, and it's done. Just leave it there. Drop these side panels that were on his torso. Those can be dropped now. And then you take the arms, you rotate everything correctly. Now, it's going to have to peg in, his arms are. So there's a tab here at the top where the shoulder is, and there's a tab down here on the inside of the torso that plugs into the forearm. So, assuming I did that all correctly, which I apparently didn't, I'm going to need to rotate things back again. Okay, that's far better. So then, just trying to line it up. That's all I'm doing right now. Okay, now, assuming that is correct, which it should be, you take his arms, and peg the bottom part in first. At least that's how I do it. And then it's very tight. I'm gonna have to take it off camera to force it, or push it into place. Not force it, that's not the right word to use. Okay, there we go. I got one arm, so it should look like that now. Then take the other arm, rotate it backwards, peg the top in at the... oh, wait. The smokestacks do rotate so they can get out of the way. Then you peg the top shoulder in, or the top part of the shoulder. Rotate this inwards at the same time, and you just squeeze it. And everything's pretty much lined up. Now up next, you want to lift the front of the truck mode, fold these panels out, make sure it's collapsed. There we go. Okay, there we go, it's fixed. Collapse the front of the grill, then you lift the door sides up, fold that panel out, and then lift this panel back up, and the cab is pretty much done. Now, I don't know if this is just my copy, but the top doesn't sit flush. Like, this part right here doesn't lift up all the way to make it completely flat, but it doesn't really affect anything, so I'm not too worried about it. And then up next is the legs. So you take the panels, the front of his legs, fold them inwards. You unhinge the waist. There we go. So the waist itself is kind of like on a hinge joint. You take, there are two pegs in his feet, like right here and right here. There's a socket on this side. You push those outwards. And for the peg, I just kind of have to pull it because it's very small. And then you just push that into place and you're golden. Then you fold the toes, you fold the heel down on both sides. Okay, that's pretty much done. And then it is pretty much safe to peg the legs together. Then these two panels on each of his legs, you want to push those down, rotate the red side so it's facing out. Then you're going to want to just rotate a little bit so it can fit over the wheel, and then you just kind of move it over the wheel, peg it into the side of his thigh, and it should line up. His transformation works, it's just that lining these parts up always messes with me. Okay, I got that side. So then, same thing on the other side. I unpegged his legs. Oops. Then you take this, drop it, rotate it outwards a little bit, lift it, and then while you're doing that, peg it into the side of the thigh. Make sure those are good and secure, which they aren't. Oh, I need to peg... oh, right. Also, this front panel under the cab, you're going to want to bend that down on the first hinge, and then gently smush the wheels out of the way so that they can peg into it. I didn't forget that. I totally didn't. And then I'm just trying to make sure that these panels for the truck mode... there's one. Hang on, I'm sorry. Okay, I basically got them. So then, once you're done with all that, you lift the wheels outwards from inside the legs. There we go. And then you take these panels on the back of his legs. You want to fold the smokestacks up a little bit so they don't get in the way. You want to lift it down a little bit. Make sure these are pegged into the thighs first. And then you just kind of, that pushed out. And then you kind of just hold them down, collapse the, oh my goodness. It's kind of hard to do when it's so far away from me and on camera. I'm sorry. But with that transformation done, though, you do get quite a satisfying and perfect looking truck mode. The transformation's fun and kind of complicated to do. It's very rough. It's very complex, not hard, but there's a lot to it. But it does result in a very beautiful truck mode that looks phenomenally good. Now, the trailer hitch is this little hole on the back, and of course, as you'd expect, you can just hitch his trailer on and it stays on quite well. It doesn't peg in, it just kind of sits in there. But it does result in a very satisfying looking G1 truck mode, and I am very proud of it and very happy with how this looks. It looks so good. It's kind of impressive that they basically just scaled down a masterpiece to make this. But this is just another quick video about the truck mode. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my previous stuff if you want to. I'm out. Peace.